guys are also working on Rage, which last year you announced was going to be published alongside EA partners. And
That's right.
You showed a new trailer, you talked about it at QuakeCon. We haven't heard much since then. How's the development going on Rage?
It's going well. We're looking to start making a lot more, sort of getting more information about the game out there, making sure that people know, it's not a racing game. It really is.
It's not MotorStorm?
No, it's not MotorStorm. It's not Fallout either, and it's not something else.
But it's more open world than in the past, right?
I wouldn't say it's an open world, but it is. The environments are vast compared to what you would say, compared to Doom 3, where it's very claustrophobic, very closed in. I mean, you have these vast, what we call wastelands that you can just explore, but we also tighten up the gameplay in what we call instances, where you go in and have sort of the more traditional id-style FPS action.
What about multiplayer? I mean, you mentioned Quake 3, how big that was. Are we going to see a lot of great multiplayer in Rage?
The multiplayer for Rage, we're still being a little quiet about, but what I can say is that it's not going to be a deathmatch style, Quake style multiplayer. We already have that in our other games, but we do have some unique things in the Rage universe. And just to sort of give you a little tease, there is that obviously there's vehicles. The vehicles have guns mounted on them. We have wastelands and racing. So
multiplayer racing from id?
Maybe a little bit of multiplayer racing combat. Maybe a little
takedown burnout here.
Maybe some 2-on-2 stuff. Maybe a little Halo-esque stuff. We'll see. I want to see it getting up and running and get it implemented before we start talking about all the stuff that we're going to do. But we like the elements that we have there. We think that we can do something that's unique and different, and isn't just sort of your traditional FPS multiplayer experience. Are
you thinking about co-op? Because I mean, that's something that's pretty big right now. I think there are obviously opportunities to do, potentially one guy driving, another guy shooting in a vehicle, or even the single player experience being more co-op.
I think for the single player, for the multiplayer stuff, we're probably looking at more sort of a combat style multiplayer, but I mean, we are, looking at the different things that we can do within the game. But at this point, we don't have, multiplayer is still something that's yet to be implemented. So for me to say we will have this or we won't have that, it's premature.
But we're probably looking at this for next year at least, right? Not this year?
No, it won't be out this year.
So we gotta wait, right?
It's gotta be worth
the wait. It's the new id IP,
but it's when it's done, right? I mean, we're gonna keep on working on it until it's great. You're right. It is the first new IP that has come out from id in over 13 years, because the last one was Quake in 1996. Here we are in 2009, and certainly the importance of that isn't lost on us. We spent a lot of time working on it. We got awesome new tech that John has developed. The team is really psyched about all the cool stuff that we have in the game.
So you said you haven't done a new IP in 13 years, and now you hear Epic with Gears of War and Bungie and Call of Duty and all these things at the top of the Xbox Live charts, and the industry's kind of moved more to the console side, it seems like.
Well, yeah,
so this is a big game for you guys if you can dominate all the platforms and
yeah,
take back your crown, right, Todd?
It is a huge game for us, and we all know that, and I emphasize that to the team all the time, because from number one, it's a new IP, as we talked about. Number two, it's a brand new technology, which people haven't seen before, which is important. But as you mentioned, the third thing, which I think is the real change in strategy at the company, is that as opposed to focusing on the PC, is that really the consoles in the console controller are our de facto development platforms. So we're really looking at the design from a console-centric standpoint first, and because we feel like it's easier to take it from there and then go to the PC, as opposed to design the game on the PC and then try to adapt it for the console. So a multi-platform strategy that's being all developed internally at id. It's the first time that we've done that, especially across PlayStation 3, 360, PC, plus we got the Mac as well. So from a lot of different standpoints we're putting it all out there. I'm confident we're going to be able to achieve our goals there. But it's a big effort, it's a big project. But I think that I have every confidence in the world that it's going to be just as awesome as everybody hopes it will be.
So better on PS3 or 360?
I wouldn't really say that we have a verdict as to whether the game is going to look better on one or the other, or is going to play better on one or the other. Internally, we have 4 systems set up, 4 monitors, and we cover up the boxes, and I can challenge you to come in and be like, pick which one is which.
All one and the same?
It looks
Except the
same.
Xbox version is going to need like 6 discs, right? To play it?
No,
You're going to fit it all into one DVD?
We will probably be on 2. Probably
2 DVDs on Xbox,
but
and one Blu-ray.
That's right.
You have a second project. You're working on Doom 4 internally, right?
Right, or we're just calling it Doom. We're having sort of 4 is sequential, so it's not the original Doom, but it's
you may not
new.
Call it 4?
May not call it 4.
But is it going to be, sort of the same stories that we've seen in previous Doom games, or it's a new story?
Well, I think the construct is the same. So it's demons from hell, and you're a guy, hell breaks loose, and you've got to survive, kill the demons.
Doom is, it's known as sort of a zigzag, corridor shooter, which, was great 10, 15 years ago, but now people, they want the open world, they want the vehicles, they want that much more. So how do you stay true to Doom, but still deliver the kind of gameplay that people want today?
When we think about, sort of the tight first-person action experiences, is that we know that we can do that, and we're going to have some of that in Rage, but it's going to be so much more of a focus with Doom as well.
No vehicles in Doom?
Well, I don't want to go into vehicles yet. Don't want to go into vehicles yet.
Tank or something like that.
Doom is Doom, and really is sort of, to me, it's the grandfather of all the FPS games. It's all the shooter games, and to make it something that's not a shooter would be just a travesty and a crime against humanity.
Right.
So it is, you're a good guy.
The
you're fighting
BFG will
demons.
be back?
I can't imagine a Doom game without the BFG in it. I haven't seen the model in the game yet, but if it comes and we have no BFG, I'm going to be like, why don't we have the BFG? Just like you or anybody else would. But
exactly.
We've got the Rage tech, so we can open things up a bit, make things on sort of a more grand scale. So the way I sort of conceptualize of the game is that all the cool stuff that was Doom, except for there's just an ability to do more with it.
So bigger enemies, bigger environments, or anything about having a squad working together, or having co-op or anything like that?
Those are all ideas that have been talked about, right. and that
I think it'd be hot, the Doom squad. It's like everyone going together through the battle, right?
Yeah, no, I don't want to say yes or no to anything about that. But so for now is that we'll have to think about it as Doom, but with a Rage tech, so we can do more with it, and we'll have. I really like, and I think it's important for us too, is when we start talking about specific stuff in the game, is that we like to have something to show about it.